Hi, Jean here from Gallagher Demansky. Today I'm going to show you how to fill out the Form I-140 if you are self-petitioning for a EB-2 Second Preference National Interest Waiver. That is one of the types of green cards where you can self-petition and you don't necessarily have to use an attorney, and you definitely don't need to have a job offer or a labor certification, which is also called a PERM. So this is how you fill out the I-140 in that case. So first of all, you would, if you're not using an attorney, so you're filling it out yourself, you would not have a G28 attached, and you wouldn't need a attorney state bar number or online account number. All you would need to do is, it's as if an individual is filing the petition, which is you, then you would put your last name and first name. So I just did Jane Doe. And once again, you wouldn't have a company or organization name. You don't put the company where you work because you're self-petitioning for a benefit that does not require a job offer. So it's just last name, first name, middle name if you have one, and then Kara, be your name again. I'm filling this out as for somebody who is in the United States, so their mailing address is a made-up one, but for the United States. If you have a foreign address, then you would put your foreign address, and you may have a different, you wouldn't have a zip code, you would have a postal code, and your country would say something different here. Okay, so you would need to fill out anything here. And for the National Interest Waiver, make sure that you mark 1H here, applying for an NIW who is a member of the profession, holding an advanced degree, or who is an alien of exceptional ability. So just make sure that you don't mark here 1D, because that is not seeking a national interest waiver. And if you're self-petitioning, you are. So you mark 1H. Okay, on to page 2. You can skip down to part 3, put your last name again, first name, middle name if you had one. You can do the care of again, the address, because on the first page you were filling out your name because you're the one petitioning. Now you're filling it out because it's about the person for whom you're filing, and that's you. So you fill it out again, the same information. Okay, same information. This would be your birth date, your city of birth, your country of birth, and your province or state of birth. Country of birth, country of citizenship or nationality. Okay, so then, now this information you get from your Form I-94, which you should have if you've entered the United States. And so you get all this information from there. So you fill in the date of your last arrival, your I-94 number, which is on that form, expiration of your authorized stay, and then the code for how the way that you are lawfully in the United States. So this one, I just put it that it's an E-2. So that is a treaty investor visa. And so I put if they're allowed to be here until next February. They're here on an E-2. This is your passport number. This is the country that issued it. This is the expiration date of their passport. Okay, because they're in the United States, they would check 2A. They're in the United States, and then we'll apply for adjustment of status once this is approved. Now, if you are abroad, then you would not check this. You would check 1A and put the city or town and the country where the embassy or U.S. consulate is that is closest to you. Okay, now, if you are in the United States, you still need to have a foreign address to provide to USCIS, because if your petition is denied and your authorized stay in the U.S. Ends, then USCIS needs to know that you are planning on departing the United States rather than overstaying. So you put the last country of residence or the country you're in now if you're not in the U.S. and provide a foreign address. Now, if you have an alphabet that is not Roman letters, then you would rewrite your last name, first name, middle name, and the foreign address again in your native alphabet. Otherwise, if your alphabet is Roman letters, then you can just leave this blank. Okay, now if you're filing concurrently, so you're filing an I-140 and the I-485, then you would check yes here. But if you're just filling out the I-140, then you would check no. So I checked out no here for, I'm considering it that we're just filing the straight self-petition I-140. So nothing here would be checked. If you're filing concurrently and you're filing for adjustment of status with your I-140, you would check here. And then if you need advanced parole, which means a travel document, you would check that one. And if you need a employment authorization EAD card, then you would check here. Okay, so then most of these should be no. Hopefully you're not in removal proceedings. Have you ever filed an immigrant petition? Now, this is one that where people get confused. Okay, so it's an immigrant petition, so that means a green card. So if this person is on E-2 status, my example person, right? That's a non-immigrant petition. So I would not check yes. I would still check no. Okay, so it has any immigrant visa petition ever been filed, that means a green card petition. Okay, am I filing without a labor certification because it was already submitted? Okay, another one where people get confused. The NIW does not require a labor certification. So I'm clicking no here. It's not that I'm filing it without the labor certification because it was already submitted. I'm filing without labor certification because it's not required. So that's no. Okay. And I'm not requesting a duplicate labor certification either because it's not required. So no. Okay, you're self-petitioning, so you click self. If you have an attorney filing for you, then if I was filing for you, I would click other and I would put U.S. citizen attorney here. But you're self-petitioning, you click this. Okay, you're not a company filing a petition. Leave all this blank. You don't need a labor certification. You don't fill out that. Okay, no labor certification, no labor certification. Okay, now here, I'm saying that this person is a systems analyst. I just made up an occupation here, and I made up a salary. So whatever you earned last year that you know of, you can put that. The job title and the SOC code, they need to be obtained from 12online.org. Okay, so your job title should be something that's listed on this website. And then there's a 6-digit code called the SOC code, occupation code. And I actually, when I went to the website and I got this code, I took this non-technical job description right from the website. That way it's nice and simple. Okay, it should be a full-time position. So yes, permanent, yes, new, no, because you should be showing you're well-positioned to do the job, right? Because it's a national interest waiver, so it should not be a new position. It shouldn't be a new career. And then the wages, I just put what they made last year. Okay, now it doesn't require a job offer or labor certification, right? So once again, work site location, you don't need to put where you work now because they're not applying for you. You're self-petitioning. So I just put TBD to be determined upon approval. Okay, so now we're at part 7 for your family. And so now I'm putting Jane Doe's spouse. So last name, first name, middle name, if any, birth date, where they were born. It's okay if they were not born where you were born. And your relationship is spouse. Now, they were not born in the United States and they're not a citizen of the United States and they don't have a green card. So they are, yes, they're applying for adjustment of status. They're in the US with you, so they're not applying for a visa abroad. Now, this person in my example has 2 children. One child was born out of the country and one child was born in the US. So here's where the difference is. Okay, so Judy here, she was born in 2009. She was born in Canada. So, and she's in the United States with the candidate. So they are applying for adjustment of status. They're not abroad. They're not applying for a visa abroad. Okay. But then child number 2, was just born on January 31st, and they were born in the United States. So they are a citizen by birth. So that means that they do not have to apply for adjustment of status. And they're not applying for a visa abroad because they're in the US with you. They were just born a few months ago. Okay, so now the rest of this we can leave blank. In the past, a lot of times you put not applicable, or none. But now USCIS has given some clarification that you don't need to do that anymore. If you leave it blank, they consider that you didn't mean to put anything there. Okay, so now on to part 8. This is where you're the one who is self-petitioning. You're also the candidate for the green card, and you don't need a translator. That's what we're putting here. Okay, so you do check 1A. You're the petitioner, and you're actually the authorized signatory would be that they're authorized to sign for you, but you're signing. So you check here. You can read and understand English. Don't have an interpreter. You didn't request somebody prepare it for you. You filled it out yourself by watching this video and learning how to do it. So you don't have an authorized signatory. See, I said it correctly this time. And the petitioner is you. So put the date. Oh, today is actually the 20th. And you would sign right here. You're the petitioner. You're the petitioner and the beneficiary. You don't have an interpreter, leave that blank. Interpreter, all that, no. Okay, now preparer's full name. You might be tempted to start filling this out because you just prepared it, but it says the signature of the person preparing the petition if other than the authorized individual. And you're the authorized individual, so you don't have to fill this out. Okay, prepare a statement. You don't have to fill that out because you're not the preparer. And then your last name and first name come out at the end here. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Please subscribe, and you can learn more things about the National Interest Waiver. I do have other videos about it. You can also check out the playlist for the EB-1. I have all 10 of the criteria. There's a video for each one. So you can learn about that as well if you're considering that. And obviously, this is not direct attorney advice. It's general information. We don't have an attorney-client relationship. But if you have any comments, you're welcome to put them below. If anything's unclear, you can put that in the comments as well. So thanks so much, and I'll be back again with another video in the next